I am your host, Fred Nettles, and this is The Segment.
Go behind the back. You know how you do this? Then throw it to the other side. And flip your hips like this. I think he get his legs. Hey, look at his legs. We were playing 7 at YGB camp. He came in late. I mean, and was still.
First game I played, I won.
Really? Off the bat.
The first game I played, I was over there chilling. I came off of a nap.
So I came in off a nap.
And I came in and won.
That's the best time to come out.
We were 2 hours in at that point, though. You feel me? That was warm.
Which steps upon
Guys, welcome to the segment. I have here with me today Cleveland Cavaliers guard MALIK NEWMAN. How you doing today, man?
I'm good. Thanks for having me.
Oh yeah, no problem. I'm glad that you were able to join the show.
Oh man, no problem, man. I mean, anytime you can take time out your workout, your day to speak to a good man, it's always a good thing to do.
Yeah, we appreciate it, man. We appreciate it. Let's jump right into it. Just talk to us a little bit about where you're from, where you grew up, and how you were introduced to the game of basketball.
I'm gonna get a lot of heat behind this from my Jackson people, but I was actually born in Shreveport, Louisiana. Okay. I stayed there for quite a while. Then I moved to Durant, and so when I moved to Durant, it was me and my father, and we you know about Durant.
Yeah.
Real small town. So
very small. Very small.
I mean, that's what we was, and I want to say it was my 7th grade summer. I ended up moving to Jackson.
Yeah.
And that's kind of like where my name took off at. But I mean, I've been playing the game of basketball since I was knee high. So I mean, Shreveport. I was always in the little YMCA leagues. Always at the gym. So and my mom also played. So yeah. I mean, she kind of helped me and kept me in the game a lot. So I mean, I've been around the game since as long as I can remember. But when I came to Jackson, I think that's when I started to like elevate my game and kind of take off.
Okay. Speaking of family and family values, etc., you brought up your mom and your dad. Mm-hmm. Just talk a little bit about your dad. I know he made a huge impact on your life, and he was a huge influence in regards to you playing basketball. So just talk a bit more about that.
He's an amazing man. He did everything he could to make sure that I am where I am today. Like you said, he kept me motivated. He always stayed on me, he pushed me, and he just did the things that a father's supposed to do. As I was, like I said, since I was knee high, I always told him I want to be just like you. I want to be a basketball player, this, that, and another. So he did everything that he could to make sure that I stayed focused and I did my part. So, he did his part. He taught me everything that he gave me everything that he can give me. And, I just valued it. And not only, the basketball aspect, but he just taught me how to be a man. He just taught me about life. So, everything that he ever told me, any knowledge, wisdom that he ever gave me, I just try to take it and run with it because at the end of the day, he's somebody that I idolize.
That's great. And speaking of that, you, of course, when you were younger, you were at Durant. You ran attendance center, and you transferred to Callaway High School. Mm-hmm. 4 championships in 4 years. Yeah. Just talk about that. Being a leader out there amongst the guys, especially at a young age, a 9th grader, freshman out there, leading your team to a championship. So let's talk about those 4 years and winning those 4 championships.
I mean, it was different. And I remember, because a lot of people talk about it, I remember my ninth grade year in the big house at the championship game. Like a lot of people, I think a lot of people, because of like what I did, the fact that I did win 4 in a row, they kind of take credit away for the things that my teammates did. Ninth grade year, if it wasn't for Jarvis Williams, Big T, Tarrell, if it wasn't for Trayshawn Bowden, I mean, we definitely would have lost that game. So, I mean, my teammates, they were definitely a huge part of everything that we did. But, I mean, it was just hard work. I mean, we was up 5 in the morning, running the track, running the horn, making sure that we were still playing. After, practicing things, we got up extra shots, had extra workouts and stuff. So, I mean, I was dedicated. The guys was dedicated. And I think that was good because no one really wanted to be that guy that was like, well, hey, your teammates doing this, but you're not doing that. So, I mean, everybody, they kind of, took the challenge of, I got to be better every day. And that's the approach that we had. And, I mean, it paid off.
Transitioning from, of course, your 4-year stint at Callaway, of course, winning 4 titles. I'm pretty sure the recruiting process started far before that point. But let's jump into, of course, you had Ole Miss, Mississippi State, Kansas, and who was 14?
Kentucky.
And Kentucky. Those were your final 4.
Correct.
And those were the final 4 in the process. Let's talk about that recruiting process and how and of course you ultimately ended up in Mississippi State. Let's talk about the recruiting process and how you ultimately picked Mississippi State University.
I think I probably had the most weirdest recruiting process ever because I didn't take any official visits. I think you get like 5 officials. I didn't take any.
Why not?
I'm actually not sure. I mean, I wasn't really big on traveling. I mean, didn't really know what to expect. So, I mean, I kind of just shied away from it a little bit. But I did, I mean, of course, I did go to Mississippi State. I mean, I did go to Ole Miss. And I actually did take a trip to Kentucky for the, I want to say they call it the Big Blue Madness. It's like a little Midnight Madness thing. But so I did take a trip out there. And, I mean, it was great. It was amazing. And like you said, the process started way before that, but I mean, I just remember the feeling of, every other day it's a different coach calling you, and they kind of like, well, in a way, but I mean, at the same time, it's kind of true. So I mean, they just selling their program, and just hearing it was crazy because usually you'll hear the same thing, but everyone had something different to offer. So. I mean, it was definitely unique. It was a fun process. Me personally, if I had to do it again, I probably would have took some more visits.
So schools like where?
I mean, just anywhere. Like I just would have took all my official visits. Like even if there was my Final 4 schools, I would have just took those 4 visits and just had one left. But I did end up choosing Mississippi State. I mean, I saw their roster. This home team, father went there, uncle went there. So, I mean, I did end up picking those guys. Things didn't go as expected. It didn't work out as we planned it. Ended up transferring. Now, during my transfer, I actually did take visits.
So where'd you go?
I went to NC State, Oregon, Kansas.
NC State had Dennis Smith at the time, didn't it?
Yeah, they did. Yeah. And so, well, I was going to have to sit out regardless. So, the plan was for him to be one and done, which he did. So, once he left, I was just going to fill in that void. But NC State, Kansas, Oregon, and Miami. So, those were my 4 visits. And ultimately, I ended up picking Kansas. My guy, Bill Self, I think that was the best decision. And, I mean, I enjoyed it, the whole process, the sit-out year, getting back healthy, the year that I played, the early struggles to, the late success. I mean, I enjoyed it all.
All right, of course, you ultimately ended up picking Kansas with Coach Bill Self in the gang. Just me and the average fan watching your game, I mean, we see a score, a person just, hey, just go get a bucket, and and we'll handle the rest.
Mm-hmm.
How was the process of adjusting to a certain style of play with other guys there?
Well, with Coach Self, it was actually great because he kind of accommodated with it. So I mean, we played 4 guards, 1 big. We were just trying to get up and down. His biggest thing with me was with defense.
Yeah.
So he just every time I did, no matter what I did on offense, I never could do nothing right on defense for some reason. So it was always defense this, defense that, dive on the floor, take a charge, defense this, and that. And I mean, it kind of paid off though. I mean, because at the end of the day, I think down the stretch, kind of like midway in Big 12 play till the end of the Final Four run. I mean, I kind of guarded all the best players. I was able to guard them and able to pick up on different reads on defense and things like that. So the things that he did early, they, like I said, they paid off late. And other than that, I mean, the offense just took care of itself. Once I got comfortable, got back adjusted to being in game, play game styles and things, and different game situations. The game just kind of just got back easy to me, and I was able to make plays for myself and others, and just be aggressive. And ultimately, he kind of elevated my defense and made me to a complete player.
All right, Malik, after, of course, Kansas, you entered the draft, of course, ultimately going undrafted, but signing with the Lakers. Talk about the process of course, just the draft process, period. From college to the NBA.
It's one of those processes where it feels long because, it's like you said, once college over with, you got to take time to find your agent, find out where you're going to be located, who you're training with. It's just a lot that you have to find out. So that takes, well, for me it took like 2 weeks. I think I took like a week off, without talking to anyone, just associated with my family and friends. No basketball, no nothing, and then it took me like a week to find my agent. So my dad, he contacted some people, got a list of people for me, and we took a whole week out just flying, meeting people, having great dinners, great conversations, studying people doing homework. So after that process, probably have like a month and a half, maybe 2 months before the draft.
Yeah. And
that's just, you have like a month where you're doing nothing but working out. Just workout, training, they put you on meal prep, weight program, and it's like, it's almost like being in college or high school, like, because you're waking up, you're doing the same thing every day. So, in high school, college, you wake up, brush your teeth, wash your face, take your shower, whatever. You go to class, leave class, go to workouts, leave workouts, go eat, then boom, you repeat it the next day. Well, it's the same thing. You wake up, brush your teeth, wash your face, take your shower, go to weights, go to the gym, go eat, probably go back to the gym, then you're done for the rest of the day. So your day be my day was from about 8 to 5. Then I was done.
Yeah.
So you do that for like a whole month, and then the fun starts. You get to travel, get to go to different facilities, NBA organizations, work out, compete. Do that for like a month. Then it's the week leading up to the draft. So the week leading up to the draft, you kind of have all the information, whatever, and kind of know where you're going, and like you kind of have like a range. So your range would be like from like, let's just say 40 to 50.
Yeah.
Like that'll be, you thinking, all right, well, this is why I'm gonna get drafted at. So I actually had a crazy range because my range from like 25 to like a draft.
Yeah.
So I just had like this big wide range, and I mean, I didn't know, what my agent was doing. I didn't really talk to him that much leading up to it because I know he had a lot of, I know he had clients. I know he had a job to do. So I didn't want to feel like I was pressing him or anything. So.
But on the other hand, I mean, this is your potential livelihood.
It is, but I mean, I felt like, we had a bond that, he would be able to tell me what was what. We would be able to talk, and I mean, I knew on my end I did everything that I was supposed to do.
Yeah.
So I just felt like, he was gonna take care of his side of the deal or his end, and I mean, things just didn't go as planned. I mean, So once that happened, I knew, right off the bat I was signing with the Lakers. So I ended up signing a two-way with them, and it was crazy because first practice with LA, boom, I get hurt, messed up my ankle, so was unable to practice, unable to play in the games. I think I played like the last 2 games of summer league. Didn't really play that well, so they ended up letting me go. So once I left there, I just went to Miami just for training camp.
Yeah.
So I was just going there, strictly for training camp or whatnot. So ended up going there for training camp. Once training camp was over with, they sent me to the G League. So once they sent me to the G League, things wasn't really going so well down there. They had other guys that, I guess that was their project or whatever. So I wasn't playing as much as I thought I should, and I wasn't getting, the answers that I was looking for. I'm asking the coaches like, what I need to do to be playing this, that, and other, and no one can answer a question. So end up leaving. Yeah, so I ended up leaving the G League. Well, ended up leaving Miami G League and went to Cleveland like middle of the season. So I ended up finishing strong with them, and ended up going to summer league with Cleveland. Had a strong showing in summer league, and now I'm back with Cleveland. So we'll be going to training camp with them.
Yeah. So what are your future goals with Cleveland? Like what do you hope to do?
I mean, ultimately, get a guaranteed contract, and be a guy that can impact on the court. So, be one of the rotation guys. I think that's always the goal. Just be a rotation guy to start off, and then work your way from there. So, that's it. I mean, it's nothing crazy, nothing major. Just taking small steps at a time. So, like I said, just try to get it guaranteed, and then just work from there.
Lastly, let's transition off the court. Do you have any future goals, future aspirations on what you'd like to do?
I actually do have a couple things. So, the biggest thing, I think, like, if it was like a list, like this wouldn't even be on the list, it'll stand by itself. I just want to get into real estate. And I know a lot of people that's in real estate, and they speak highly of it. So I definitely want to get into real estate. I want to do something with with stocks and bonds. And I definitely want to stay around the sport. So I would like. I'm not sure if I'm good enough yet, but I would like to partner up with my trainer Mike Espy, and kind of have some of the kind of like program or something like that.
Professional basketball aspect.
Yeah.
Whereas he's bringing the football.
And I can kind of give him the tools to use and the resources to find people in the basketball world to help him. So I would definitely like to do that. But other than that, that's about it. And I mean, if somewhere down the line I have kids or something, probably start an AAU team or something.
Yeah.
So I think that'll always be good for not only me but for the community.
Do you have any words of inspiration for the next Malik Newman coming up? I mean, young aspiring hoop and basketball player.
Definitely keep your circle small, and the people that is in your circle, make sure that they're not yes men. Make sure it's people that tell you the truth, let you know what's really going on, and just whatever the goal is, I always stay focused to it. I always have a big goal, but I always have small goals to reach, leading up to the big goal. So don't just have the goal to be, I want to be an NBA superstar, but you have nothing to work towards to get there.
The plan.
Yeah, because at the end of the day, is the big goal. You got to take small steps to get there. So plan out your small steps, or whatever it is that you want to do, and work towards those and try to get those. And always have short term goals, long term goals, and your long term goals are the goals that eventually the ones that's going to help you be successful. But in the meantime, the short term goals, that's what build character. So I always have that, and just never listen to the critics. At the end of the day, no, I said that wrong. Listen to the critics. Never take it personal. Critics are just people that's, they trying to help you, but they just say it in a negative way. So just know how to take, criticism just build off of it. Because at the end of the day, you're not dying from it. So it's just helping you. It's just bettering you. But it's just coming in a negative perspective.
I believe, man. Well, we appreciate you coming to the segment, man, and I wish you much success in the future.
I appreciate that, my man.
They told me to be careful of the company I keep. Well, I'm just trying to own a couple companies and be everything that they said I would. I'm doing things that they said I couldn't. I just gotta make them see. 1 time for the underdog, 2 times for the struggle, 3 times for the pain, 1 time for the underdog. We the one that got the power when it's time to make a change. 1 time for the underdog, 1 time for the underdog, 1 time for